I'm Rebecca and welcome back to my channel. This is Rachel and this is Emily. They're in the back and we are going on an adventure today and we're taking you along with us. We are going to the MOPOP, the Museum of Pop
Culture.
Oh, it's just pop culture?
Maybe.
That one.
Formerly EMP.
Formerly the EMP, which was the Experience Music Project in Seattle, because they are doing an exhibit on, I think it's the Heroes and Villains of Disney costume is what it's called. And we have been dying to see this exhibit. It's been going on for a couple months now. So exciting. So of course we've dressed up for the occasion. We have Little Red from Into the Woods because that costume is actually on display. We have Ariel and we have Queen Anna there in the back. So we are going to go in, we'll show you more of our outfits and we're going to show you the whole exhibit, and then we might do some other fun stuff in Seattle too. Who knows? As you leave the ticket counter and walk up the stairs, you are instantly greeted by costumes from Cinderella. The pink dress that Lily James wore, that she made to go to the ball, which was ripped up by her stepsisters, and the beautiful sparkly dress that the fairy godmother wore, played by Helena Bonham Carter. As you continue on up the second set of stairs, you're greeted by the White Witch from the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Then when you enter the main exhibition, the first thing that you see is Cinderella's giant, beautiful, blue, sparkly ball gown, the one that everybody dreams of. Or maybe that's just me. It was so absolutely amazing to see this confection in person. I was just flabbergasted. By the way, I do apologize for any shaky camera in this. I was very excited viewing this entire exhibition, but I tried to keep it as still as I possibly could while still moving around the exhibition. The blue Cinderella ball gown is in a room with a whole bunch of other costumes from various versions of Cinderella. We have Brandy's blue Cinderella dress from the 1997 version of Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella. We have Fairy Godmother dress from the same movie. Then there's the dress that Anna Kendrick wears as Cinderella in Into the Woods, and also the blue dress in Once Upon a Time.
I found the sketch for my costume.
Moving to the next room, there is a display on Cinderella's glass slipper. All of the various incarnations and molds that led to the gorgeous Swarovski crystal slipper. Following that, you go into the main room. There are costumes from Dumbo, but I got distracted by Little Red's dress and cape from Into the Woods, which I was wearing to the exhibition. It was very cool to see this dress in person and see just how much I was able to get right when I made this cosplay several years ago. There are also costumes from Disney's Beauty and the Beast, the infamous Belle costumes that Emma Watson wore, both the peasant version and the very much of a letdown ball gown that we all kind of love to hate, but it's pretty as a dress, just, you know, not as Belle's dress. It was cool to see all of the hand-painted detail up close on this dress though, and it's very sparkly. Cinderella's prince was next to that, and oh my gosh, the embroidery on that prince costume! He was also with the prince from Enchanted.
Oh my gosh, it is the Cinderella dress. It's so pretty and I want to touch it so much, but I can't. Oh. Look at this dress. How you doing? I'm dying. Okay, there you get some close-ups of it. I am, yeah. Too bad. Okay, I'll come back. Okay, I want to sit in front of the dress. Back
oh my gosh. Sit where? On the floor?
We're gonna lock it.
And then it's Julie Andrews' actual Mary Poppins costume. Oh my gosh, to stand in front of something that Julie Andrews wore was just amazing. Then we also have Emily Blunt's Mary Poppins costume from Mary Poppins Returns, with its 1930s spin on Mary Poppins. Next to that, we go into 3 costumes from A Wrinkle in Time, which was such a wonderful bit of fantasy, and it was very exciting to see these beautiful avant-garde costumes in person. But as simple as it was, one of my favorite costumes to see was Little Red's outfit from Into the Woods. I opted not to wear her boots because mine just are not comfortable. She was paired with the wolf from Into the Woods, worn by Johnny Depp. Many of the costumes were unfortunately behind glass, so there is quite a bit of a glare going on. For example, the gorgeous costume that Angelina Jolie wore as Maleficent. Next up are some costumes from Pirates of the Caribbean, and then we return to Cinderella with Lady Tremaine's gorgeous acid green and black gown, worn by Cate Blanchett. I was surprised to see that this bodice was made of multiple layers, a sequined layer underneath, and then a layer on top that was mesh with the flocking on that layer. The Cinderella's stepsisters' dresses were also amazing to see. I've kind of been wanting to recreate one of these dresses for a while, and I think if I ever get up the courage to hand paint my entire dress, I might just do it, because as it turns out, all of the flowers on these dresses are hand painted. There's a few menswear looks now, including a colorful suit from A Wrinkle in Time, but now on to the witches. First, we have a witch from, I believe, Once Upon a Time. I'm not sure what the second one is, but then we have the Sanderson sisters in all of their glory, complete with vacuum. The textures on these costumes really are amazing to see. Likewise, although it does not photograph well through the glass, the witch costume from Into the Woods that Meryl Streep wore was really rich in texture. On to more witches. We are going over to Enchanted, and we have the Enchantress character from Enchanted with that amazing high collar and dragon-like scales on the train. But of course, it's hard to spend much time looking at that when you're also presented with Giselle's ball gown worn by Amy Adams. There was so much detail in the sequin design on the overskirt that I had never noticed on screen, but it was very neat to see in person all of the beading and sequins and other paint-like detail in all of this decoration. It's amazing how they conveyed the dragon-like appearance on the Enchantress character, though. Next, we have some more Pirates of the Caribbean costumes. And then it's on to Cruella de Vil. These costumes are from Once Upon a Time, worn by the Evil Queen and by Hook. Now we're heading back over to Cruella de Vil, and it was stunning to see the patterns, though I do hope that they didn't use actual fur. This Cruella de Vil gown with its bazillion buttons up the front was really neat to see too. Very avant-garde. This is Jack Frost's suit, and now on to Keira Knightley's dress from the Nutcracker movie. More costumes from the Nutcracker, plus one from Tomorrowland. These costumes are from Oz the Great and Terrible. And now we're back to Beauty and the Beast with one of the Beast's costumes and also Gaston's costume, worn by Luke Evans. But of course, one can't resist Cinderella's ball gown, so it's back to the ball gown to take another close-up peek at all of its fabulous details. I just wish I could have seen all of the layers underneath the skirt. As you exit the exhibition, you can also see costumes from the Alice in Wonderland movies, the Queen of Hearts, and also the White Queen. My Little Red costume consists of a cape made out of a faux suede with a punched out design all around the edges, and a cotton dress with a hand-smocked bodice and pin tucks on the sleeves and skirt. These are some of the many sketches that have been made for costumes for Disney live-action movies.
We found the drawings for all of Emily's favorite movies.
Yeah, like the Haunted Mansion.
Except the Haunted Mansion.
I secretly like that one too.
Oh God, do you?
Don't tell.
Now everyone will know.
And here's what we wore. Rachel opted to go for Ariel's town dress from The Little Mermaid with her flounder purse. Emily is Disney-bounding Queen Anna in her long green skirt. And My Little Red costume from Into the Woods. We checked out the rest of the museum as well, but I did want to show you some of the costumes from the permanent fantasy exhibition in the museum.
I'm so graceful. I'm so pretty. Look how pretty and graceful I am.
You sure you don't live there now? Oh.
I didn't think about this very much.
Do you need a hand?
No, I got it. I got a foot. I got a foot. Ooh. Look, I'm amazing. I'm amazing.
Don't flash the audience.
Wait. I need a nap.
First up, we have one of Judy Garland's dresses as Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. And next door to that, we have additional costumes from The Wizard of Oz, both one of the guards and also the Cowardly Lion. Continuing along, we have a Beauxbatons uniform from Harry Potter, and we also have one of Dumbledore's robes, as well as some additional Harry Potter props and accessories. I didn't catch what movie this gorgeous doublet and hose had come from, but I loved all of the slashing details on it. And now,
We're going to the Space Needle!
And enjoy the view. Just a quick reminder, for the safety of our unvaccinated children and guests, masks are required in the elevator and indoors. Masks are optional outdoors for our vaccinated guests. Thank you. We're going up at 10 miles an hour, up to 520 feet in the air. We're going to be doing that in approximately 41 seconds. The building itself is 605 feet tall. Once you get to the top, you look for the bar, the rotating glass floor, the observation deck, and yes, even the restroom. You're going to walk to your right or left. As you're walking around, you're going to ask one of our team members or follow the signs.
this is Elliott Bay, with the land just across the water in West Seattle, and across from that, the peninsula.
Emily, you sure we can't convince you to come over to the edge for your picture?
No. I'm good. This is good.
I can see Mount Rainier over there. Where's Mount Rainier? Oh yeah, they're way in the distance. You can hardly see it. But the sounds looks pretty because you're seeing through the glass. Yeah, it's not bad.
These buildings are basically all Amazon, with Lake Union, home to the Sleepless in Seattle houseboat, off to the north.
I used to live in that land area right over there. That is Magnolia. And the cruise ship just headed out. So pretty out there.
The sky had such gorgeous lighting while we were there, even though it was a very hot day. This is again Elliott Bay, and down below us is the Seattle Center, home to the 1962 World's Fair.
It's a long way down. We're going to the glass floor.
She's just looking at it like it's okay.
Walk over to that one, you can see the gears like there. I guess we'll see it. You'll see the gears actually.
Rachel, what do you think?
That's cool. It looks super weird in here with no restaurant though. This gear thing. Like that you can actually see how it works.
Yeah.
It was cool to be able to see the gear mechanism that was turning the revolving floor. Here we're looking off towards the north at Queen Anne neighborhood and Lake Union again. I was a little nervous to stand on the floor at first, but I managed to do it in the end.
It looks like you're teetering on that really.
It's a long way down. Many people decided to lay or sit on the glass floor just to have a different sort of experience. That is the monorail that takes you from Westlake Center to the Seattle Center and was also part of the World's Fair. And this is downtown Seattle. Then back out to Elliott Bay with Belltown and the Seattle Center, in the foreground.
West-facing yellow elevator, which looks out across Elliott Bay and Puget Sound. That's all salt water, eventually connecting out to the Pacific Ocean, about 140 miles to the northwest. If you look straight ahead, you can see Bainbridge Island, and behind that would be the Olympic Mountain Range, which is on the Washington State Peninsula. As we descend, you can see the Seattle Center campus, which is where the 1962 World's Fair happened, of which we were built for. Directly below us will be Chihuly Garden Glass next door. As we reach the space-based gift shop.
And as we leave the Seattle Center, we'll say goodbye to the Space Needle and also to MOPOP. It was a fun day for a fun outing.
Oh my gosh, that was such a fun day. That exhibit, mind-blowing. Like, I just wanted to stay in there forever and look at the costumes, and I wish I could have touched all of the costumes, especially the Cinderella dress. Like, I just want to see all of the layers. Things that I've learned today from looking at these costumes, it's incredible. Like, the layers and the textures and the fabrics and everything that make up all of those costumes. I hope that some of that came across on screen. I'm sure that all of the details didn't necessarily come across, but really it was just so amazing to see all of those in person. And now I want to make everything. So there might be some Disney costumes coming up soon in the future for this channel. Maybe not too soon, but like in the next year or so, because I'm feeling so inspired from just seeing all of those costumes there. Wow. It was also really cool to be back at the Space Needle. I actually worked at the Space Needle. That was my first job when I moved to Seattle in 2012. I worked there for about like 6 months or so, and I was an elevator operator. So I gave a 41-second tour of Seattle, going up and down in the elevators. It was also weird to hear the pre-recorded speech in there, but I guess that was just a COVID thing. And so hopefully once COVID is all over, then the elevator operators will go back to giving their own speeches instead of that pre-recorded announcement. But it was cool to see the glass floor. I had not seen that yet, so neat to be back there. And that museum exhibit again was just spectacular. I don't know how long that museum exhibit is going on, but I believe it is a traveling exhibit too. So if it comes to a city near you, I highly recommend, definitely, if you are at all into Disney costumes, cosplay, etc., go see that. Even if you're not, even if you're into historical stuff, it is such a cool exhibit. So definitely go see that exhibit. Anyway, I do hope that you enjoyed this little video visit to the Museum of Pop Culture and the Space Needle to see some fun things in Seattle. If you like this video, please go ahead and click the thumbs up icon. And if you'd like to see more videos like this from me, please go ahead and click subscribe and the little bell icon to be notified every time I post a new video. I do post videos here on YouTube twice a week, with my sewing vlogs out on Tuesdays and other costuming content like this out on Saturdays, but I post every day over on my Instagram, so please go follow me on Instagram. That's at Lady Rebecca Fashions. And if you'd like to help support all of the work that I do on this channel, I do have a link to my Patreon and my Ko-fi down in the description below. I'd also like to give a special shout out to my Edwardian level patrons, Sharon and Angela. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Happy sewing!